The snake, it's perhaps the most well-known in the Bible from the story of Adam and Eve in the book of Genesis. We'll take a look at the story of the serpent throughout time. We start off in the Garden of Eden, where God tells Adam and Eve not to eat from the tree of life, or they'll die. Despite that, the snake in that story tells Eve she won't die if she eats the fruit, but she takes it anyway and gives some to Adam as well.
So the snake told a lie, and the punishment for that is that he loses his legs. And the symbolism behind that story is that truth is something real, it's something that stands. A lie, falsehood, it's a fantasy, it collapses. The way we say it in English is, if you tell a lie, you haven't got a leg to stand on. And that's a phrase that has its roots going way back in Jewish tradition to the Talmud, where it says, you know, a lie has no legs, a lie does not stand.
A story that's described in the book of Genesis. And the Lord God said unto the serpent, Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. And while in the story of Adam and Eve, the snake is portrayed as a deceptive creature, elsewhere in the Bible, the snake slithers into other stories, including in the book of Exodus, where God speaks to Moses, saying, When Pharaoh shall speak unto you, saying, Shew a miracle for you, then thou shalt say unto Aaron, Take thy rod and cast it before Pharaoh, and it shall become a serpent. And Moses and Aaron went in unto Pharaoh, and they did so as the Lord had commanded. And Aaron cast down his rod before Pharaoh and before his servants, and it became a serpent. And in ancient Egypt, snakes represented something else.
What we're looking at is a snake made of gold found in Talmud Ekron and is dated to about the 14th, 13th century BC, the late Bronze Age. This cobra, standing upright in Egyptian culture, is called Uraeus, and there are basically parts of the symbolism of the goddess Wedget, one of the ancient goddesses, Egyptian goddesses in charge of order, but also symbolizes monarchy and symbolizes Lower Egypt. So this snake for us is a symbol of authority, of power, of kingship.
The snake, an animal which was feared throughout time, including today.
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
And a creature that even Indiana Jones himself was afraid of. And from the myth of Medusa to the story of Moses, snakes have represented a mix of both good and evil, with Medusa's head, which was filled with serpents, capable of turning people into stone. And the potent power of the creatures illustrated in one passage in the Bible.
We see Moses being told to create this serpent made of bronze as a healing device. So the serpents are both threatening but also symbolizing healing.
In the book of Numbers, an image of a snake on a pole is used to cure Israelites bitten by snakes. And the Lord said unto Moses, Make thee a fiery serpent, and set it upon a pole. And it shall come to pass, that every one that is bitten, when he looketh upon it, shall live. And Moses made a serpent of brass, and put it upon a pole. And it came to pass, that if a serpent had bitten any man, when he beheld the serpent of brass, he lived. The animal has also stayed as a medical symbol until today. But bronze snakes found in Israel may also point to other symbolism.
We're also looking at a group of bronze snakes found from different sites, mainly from Tel Chatzor, and from Tel Mevorach. These snakes were found near sacred areas, near temples, or within a temple. Actually, one of them was found even in the Holy of Holies of a temple. And they are potentially symbols of a goddess, of an ancient goddess. We have representations like on the standard that is just shown just below them of a female, probably a female deity holding two snakes in her hands. She is the goddess of fertility.
But there are layers to this creature, and one of the questions we set out to answer as we followed these animals was, what did serpents originally look like? And in order to do that, it's necessary to look at the snake in the Garden of Eden. Rabbi Dr. Natan Slifkin, the founder and director of the Biblical Museum of Natural History in Israel, says there are different perspectives as to whether an actual snake is referred to in that story, or if it's a metaphor for the symbolic idea of evil.
If we're going to take it as referring to an actual snake, then what's interesting is that we do find remnants of legs on certain snakes.
What we know for sure is that snakes evolved from lizards. Most lizards have legs, and many lizard lineages want to lose the legs, and many of them succeeded. In other words, many lizards want to be snakes, and some lizards succeeded in being snakes, snakes included. So in skinks, for example, a very large lizard family with over 1,700 species, there have been dozens of independent episodes of leg loss, including in 2 species in Israel, and a few tens of millions of years ago, probably around about 150 million years ago, one of these groups had a tremendous success in losing the legs, and these are the snakes.
A mysterious animal which has shifted in shape, and one that continues to be feared until today, but also a creature that has continued to stay symbolic in societies around the world.